Hi guys, this is Molly from Soul School Tarot and Astrology, and today I am here to do a combination astro forecast and a little bit of a reading for all signs regarding Mercury going retrograde in Scorpio on October 31st through the 20th of November. So I'll talk a little bit about that. I've got notes. And then I've got a lot of intuitive messages coming in, and then some cards that are hopefully going to help me channel and focus those for you guys. But before I do anything, I just kind of want to start with like a little bit of gratitude. Like just kind of grounding myself here. You guys, I have so much gratitude for just all the things happening in my life right now, but really for the people in it. And so to all my friends, all my family, if you're out there watching me, my cat is wrestling with a sweater on the couch. We just have a lot of things going on around me right now, physically in the environment. A lot of things going on inside of me right now, okay? But nonetheless, I'm here to kind of try to focus a little bit and deliver a message. But I did want to start by just kind of like expressing the amount of just gratitude that I have for people who've been so supportive of me on my journey. I want to let you know that it is a tremendous gift and blessing for me to be able to deliver these messages to you guys. Whenever I do it, whenever I sit down, I'm obviously fine-tuning my methods. You've seen probably a lot less of me lately, if anybody's like, you know, paying attention on social media and with the videos, just because there's been so much going on, and it's all really fantastic and wonderful. Okay, so don't worry about me. Everything is fantastic and it's wonderful. There are definitely some bumps along the road, some hard losses, some beautiful new beginnings, right? But that is the nature of this sort of astrological season that we're in, okay? Yes, life and death and love and all these other things happen all throughout the year. But during the time period in the year, not just saying Scorpio season, okay? But Scorpio, the sun moves into Scorpio. So like the month of Scorpio is about to begin on the 23rd. You know, Mercury's been in Scorpio. Venus is currently in Scorpio. Then, of course, the sun's going to be moving into Scorpio. We just had Pluto go direct. So there's just been like so much of this transformational energy in the air. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, of course. Pluto went direct on October 3rd. That's literally been like 17 days ago, and it feels like it's been 17 years. I don't know if you guys are going through that, but it's good stuff, okay? It's good stuff. But transformation does mean the death or the passing of certain things that used to be. That's what we're all going through, okay? And so it's a sort of shedding of skin, okay? I really kind of like that idea. A shedding of the skin, it's just a natural part of growth, okay? It's a natural part of growth. It's a natural part of our life and of our evolution through it, okay? Our spiritual evolution. If you're watching this, that kind of makes me feel like maybe you're a little bit interested in that. And I think a lot of us are going through some really significant changes right now when it comes to our relationship to spirituality and spiritualism, what that means to us, okay? And how directly we're engaging with that, okay? I'm really trying to stay focused in these notes, and like my intuitive mind just wants like, blah, but just shh, keep it back, girl, keep it back. We got notes. Let's stick to them, okay? So lots of transformation, lots of ego death, okay? I talked, God, how long ago was that I talked about Sigurd the Dragon Slayer? I'm going to figure out when did I talk about Sigurd. I'm making a note right now, and I'm going to go ahead and put a link. Okay, Sigurd the Dragon Slayer, maybe this was when Pluto was about to go direct. Basically, in Western mythology, the dragon represents the ego, okay? And so the dragon slayer hero, like the thing is, like if you're a hero, you got an ego, okay? People are talking about you, you're amazing, okay? And sometimes you have to go slay this dragon, like this monster, this snake, this worm, whatever you call it, throughout the mythology. And essentially, it's an always important part of the hero's journey, okay? Slaying that dragon. And Joseph Campbell has this beautiful, wonderful theory that I buy into, that dragon represents the ego. All of that idea that we've built up in our minds about who we are, and that we've built up in the minds of the people around us, in our society. How does society see us? This is what ego is. How are we attached to the way that we're seen by ourselves and others? Okay, so Pluto being in Capricorn, a lot of us are going through these things right now. Okay, we are out there slaying dragons, and that's hard work. It's almost always a solo mission. Okay, you might have some help from a friend, from a family member, from the supernatural, from spirit guides, something like that, right? But slaying the dragon is a solo mission. Okay, and so a lot of us have been going through a lot of these transformations, okay? Letting things die so that something new, sometimes it's just old ways of seeing and thinking and interacting with people, okay? Or just attachments that we had. Well, I have to always act this way because this is the kind of person I am, right? Things like that. Or even things that have been, I talk in the past in other videos, so subconsciously programmed into us, okay? We're wired to believe I must act this way in relationships or at work or in the eyes of the people around me, because that's just what I was programmed to do, okay? So a lot of us are beginning to pull those wires out and rewire ourselves, okay? So the fact that Mercury has been in Scorpio has really been assisting this process, because all that stuff's kind of going on at the subconscious level. That's, we got to go underground a lot of times too. I'm actually literally mixing literary traditions here when I say going underground to slay the dragon, because going underground is very Greco-Roman. Slaying the dragon is very North European. Okay, so nonetheless, okay, you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, you got to be Luke Skywalker, and you got to go into that weird swampy place, and you got to cut off the imaginary Darth Vader's head, because that is a part of who he's been built up to be, okay? Facing the dark side in all of us, facing traumatic memories, facing a lot of crazy stuff. We've been going through it, y'all. I have been. Have you been doing your work? I've been doing my work. I've been doing my work. And like I said, I started off with all this gratitude. That's what comes from it. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling really good, okay? But I'm getting the words, okay? Mercury in Scorpio has been helping us, because all that stuff that's underground, that very plutonic energy, is about the subconscious, okay? But Mercury's about the conscious mind, okay? So it's kind of like Mercury swoops in like, hey, you having a hard time? Here I am. I'm your rational, logical mind, and I'm going to help you make sense of this, okay? So that's good stuff. Okay, so Mercury's been helping us out, but he's about to go retrograde for, what I say, 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks, 19 days, that 20 days. That's not a bad retrograde, you guys. Sometimes I last a little longer than that, okay? But the entire time it's going to be in Scorpio, and so I really think that some of us are going to begin to question our progress. That's natural, okay? Some of us are going to have our attention called to situations where we need to see them again now that we've progressed. Okay? All right? That's what retrograde, that's what Mercury retrograde is going to do for us. Okay? A lot of us, now that we've started doing this transforming, we're going to have to revisit something. Okay, we may revisit why we began this transformation to begin with. We may revisit how we're going through the are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the work in the right way? We may have to revisit what we hope to see, what butterfly we want to be when we come out of that transition. Okay, but because it's Mercury, it's also going to be a lot of, I think, revisiting conversations and connections. Now that you guys see yourselves, now that we see ourselves differently, we can see differently in other people. Sometimes it's the other people that are transformed, okay? And so partnerships, whether it's in the workplace, friendships, romantically, that seem like such a good fit, but they just didn't work out. Those things can be seen differently now. Okay, communication can happen now that couldn't happen before. All right, but Mercury going retrograde kind of can goof up communication. Okay, Mercury is a planet of communication, thought, our interactions with technology. And honestly, I worry about that more when Mercury is, and also the same thing, there's a lot of myths around Mercury retrograde, okay? Like computers aren't going to work, double check all your messages. Sometimes you type something and you think you hit send and like you're really, really pissed at somebody for not responding and then, oh, I never hit send, okay? I once texted an apology to an entirely wrong number. No, I don't think it ever got to the right person, period. Okay. Like that's just the kind of weird things that can happen Mercury retrograde. Things like don't sign contracts, don't begin new relationships. Okay. I will say if something comes around to be revisited during Mercury retrograde, it needs to be revisited during Mercury retrograde. That's what it's there for, okay? I refer to retrogrades in other videos as sort of a chapter review. This is ended up being like a really long astro forecast, but it's okay. It's what I needed, okay? Thank you for being here with me. Anyways, I say in other videos that retrogrades are like chapter reviews, okay? So planets are moving forward. We're just kind of moving along our path. We're doing our best. Maybe we're resisting it. Maybe we're going with the flow, okay? But we are moving forward. We're learning things. We are hopefully progressing in our spiritual evolution, in our emotional, our work ethic, our romantic. We're just evolving left and right, like all the time, okay? Learning new lessons, stuff like that. And then sometimes when those planets go retrograde, what that does is it forces us to recover ground that we've already been covering, okay? In fact, right now we're in the shadow period. Basically, this Mercury is moving forward and it's covering ground that later will be revisited when it's retrograde and then again once it goes direct, okay? So conversations that are happening now that are significant to you, expect them to be things that are maybe kind of popping up over the next couple of weeks. Secrets coming out, understanding, clearing up misconceptions, okay? Miscommunications, things like that, okay? It's actually like a really good opportunity for that if you want to do the work. If you want to not shut down, okay? So, because some people are like, oh my God, Mercury is retrograde. I'm just going to shut down. I'm getting off Facebook. My hair crazy, you guys. Don't judge me, okay? I haven't washed my hair in 3 days, but I've been to 3 formal events in that time period. So you just got to be with me. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Anyways, okay, a lot of people just like want to go into hibernation mode when Mercury is retrograde, and you really, I don't recommend it entirely, okay? If you feel like what's going on in you is what the retrograde is all about, then definitely take the time to take care of yourself, because misdirected Scorpio energy can seem really kind of mean to people. Okay, so if you need your space, take your space, okay? But something that's definitely going on that has to do with my own transformation and also transformations I think a lot of other people are going through, is opening up spirituality, opening up messages from spirit, okay? The transformation that we've been going through is very much at a subconscious level, and for a lot of us, that has allowed us to open up to brand new energies, okay? But we might kind of be struggling to make sense of that up here, okay? So Mercury's been helping us out, but we got a chapter review coming up, okay? Just an opportunity to revisit things. Like outer planet retrogrades are a little different, but especially Mars, Mercury, and Venus, whenever you have a retrograde there, it really just looks like an opportunity to, it can be like a second chance to pick up things we've left behind, okay? Get a second look at something before you close it out. There's going to be a lot of endings, but new beginnings too, okay? So anyways, lots of Scorpio energy. That's all this is going on. But also Mercury is about our mind and our consciousness and our communication. Sometimes it's how we speak to ourselves. Sometimes it's how we speak to ourselves. And you guys are doing really, really good progress in working through that based on a lot of the readings that I've done recently. So I am going to go ahead and get into a reading pretty soon, but I'm going to do something kind of a little bit differently. Let me go back over my notes, okay? Yeah, lots of people awakening, checking in with your subconscious to see if it allows your conscious mind to receive and make sense of these communications. If you feel like you're going through an awakening, kind of like me, where you are stepping into some spirituality, some psychic energy, some sort of mediumship, clairvoyance, clairsentience, things like that, okay? Yeah, I know it's not me. It's a lot of us. I've done 3 readings in the past month for people who are going through this. So I know it's not just me, okay? I'm ascending and I'm taking y'all with me. That's what I keep trying to say. Okay, it's like, okay, pardon me, because I'm just kind of a nerdy white lady quoting rap lyrics that I vaguely understand. But there's that one that's like, why, look, what's the point of riding first class if you can't have your friends there by your side, right? Right? I'm riding first class. Y'all come along with me. I'm so grateful to have you here. Okay, so I'm not going to do all 12 signs. I'm kind of do like what I did last time with the full moon readings. I'm going to do water, air, fire, and earth. And so pay attention to your, pardon me, your sun sign, moon sign, really whatever. It's 4 messages. Watch them all and see if they help you. Because I decided I'm just the messenger and I can go ahead and package these things in a certain way. But y'all going to open the box that you're called to open. Okay, you're going to listen to the message, hopefully, that you're called to listen to. I help you find the messages for you. If you don't, you know how to contact me. It's all below. Message me first so we can begin a conversation. I really prefer live readings as opposed to recording something and sending it to you online. So talk to me, open up a dialogue, and we'll figure out how to do that. Okay, I got time. But I am going to break it down to water, air, fire, earth. Look at your, obviously sun, moon, rising as usual, but also if you know your dominant energy, I might have to post some info on how to find what is your dominant, element. Okay. So do you have in all of your chart, do you have more fire, earth, water, or air? Okay. Start paying attention to stuff like that. Okay, when it comes to these 4 elements reading. Also, the whole purpose of this reading is that, yeah, Mercury can goof some stuff up. It can goof up some communications. It's typically recommended to just kind of take a look at your life. What are some loose ends that you'd like to have tied up? Let's say, like, pretend you're going to go on vacation. Okay, don't actually shut down unless you get to go on vacation. Okay, then send me a postcard. I would love that. That'd be great. But pretend you're going on vacation, and what are some of the things that you would want to be able to take care of when you're able to, as opposed to having to take care of them when you're out of town. All right. Kind of think of it as that way. Just because you're not, you know, even if you're not going anywhere, the means of transmission of data and information and communication right now is going to get all gummed up. Okay. And so it is really kind of good to avoid making any like huge decisions. Okay. During Mercury retrograde, starting new endeavors, it just might be hard to do. Okay. So if there's something that you definitely want to be communicated or organized or sorted out, any loose ends that you want to tie up before November 20th. Okay. Maybe even just the whole month of November. All right. Something that you want to have done before December, you might. If it's along the lines of communication, information, data. If you have a job where you have to manage data and track data, pay attention to that, okay? Organize that stuff now, okay? If you have to do like a new like software upgrade or anything like that, go ahead and do that now, okay? just anything that has to do with our interactions with technology, with business, with communication, stuff like that. It's just a really good idea to go ahead and tie up some of those loose ends before Mercury goes retrograde. Okay, so where are your loose ends? Okay, are they water loose ends? Having to do with love, emotion, your psychic abilities, relationships, okay? Are they air loose ends? Having to do with thought, communication, all of the same stuff that Mercury rules, okay? Data. Mercury, by the way, is also has to do with medicine and healing. If you have any insurance claims, oh my gosh. Anything that has to do with paperwork. Paperwork. Okay. Any application processes that can be very lengthy, you want to submit that now. You want to do that now. Don't put it off until November 1st. Oh, well, it's not due till November 1st. Well, guess what? Submit it now. Because November 1st, Mercury's going to be retrograde, and just the chances of everything going through seamlessly are just kind of things get a little murky. Okay? All right? If those are your loose ends, those are your air loose ends. Okay? If these are loose ends, these are the elements I want you to pay attention to. Okay? Fire. Okay? Fire is all about your physical energy, your work. What are the things you're trying to manifest in your life, right? Like the universe brings you whatever you focus on. Okay? So what are you focusing your energy on? How are you trying to assert yourself? What are you passionate about? What are your projects right now? Okay? That kind of stuff is fire energy. If those are your loose ends, watch the fire reading. Okay? I'm going to timestamp them all below. Earth has to do with money, time, resources, possessions, agreements that are made here on Earth. Okay? Not talking about soul shit. Okay? I mean, soul contracts are a very real thing. I'm not like, poo-pooing those, because I actually think I have several right now that are trying to play themselves out. And I've already decided I don't know what really is going to get done on those in the next 10 days. So most of them are probably going to have to wait until December to be resolved or continued or anything. And I'm okay with that. Okay. Yeah. Suspend expectations. Be willing to amend them. Be flexible with expectations, especially when it comes from your expectations of other people during Mercury retrograde. Okay, so where are your loose ends? What is your sign? What's your dominant energy? Water, air, fire, earth. That's the order that we're going to go in. Okay, all right. I'm going to timestamp it, obviously. Okay, I have a lot of cards here. I have piles everywhere. I'm definitely going to do Magical Menagerie because I'm obsessed with them. But I feel like I went ahead and put them all upright because I would really very much like for them to be used at the end as advice cards. Okay, so right now, 2308, I am going to go into, I already put my notes down, a reading for water signs or for people who feel like the projects or loose ends that they'd like to tie up before Mercury goes retrograde have to do with the area of your life surrounding emotions, your feelings, love, relationships, reunions with friends. I'm telling you, like, if you've been thinking about reaching out to somebody to make amends with them, it's really better to do it before rather than during Mercury retrograde. Just because, I don't know, it's weird. It's, for some reason right now, I'm getting this image of how like light kind of bends in water. All right? How light bends in water. So it's like the perception, our perception of things can be skewed. Our perception of messages, our perception of how you sound when you create a message, or how that's going to be received. And then also our perception of messages that are being sent to us can sometimes be skewed. So when Mercury is in retrograde, and really most of these things should be taken care of, not via text message, you guys, not via email if you can help it, okay? Face-to-face or phone conversations are best, because that's when you can get, you get a clearer impression of people's intentions, okay? All right? So, relationships. If you're trying to relate to somebody else, don't do it over a text message if you can help it. Invite them out, like text them up and invite them to coffee or something, okay? If you want to talk to somebody, really like clear the air, yeah. It's really best to deliver important messages in person during Mercury retrograde, especially in Scorpio, because there can be a lot of subconscious, like a lot of subtext read into those kinds of conversations. You know what I mean? Like projections, like just things that are going on inside of people and in their mind can actually paint the way that they even perceive the reality around them, okay? If you're always jumping to a certain assumption, you know what I mean? It's like you see, it's easy to spot a yellow car if you're looking for a yellow car, you know? It's easy to spot negativity if you're looking for negativity. If you have ego sores right now, it's easy to project those onto other people. Like if you're feeling self-conscious about a certain thing, like maybe just like say you're feeling self-conscious about your weight and you're wearing a new dress and somebody's like, oh my God, I like that dress, it's so slimming, and you just like feel attacked. That's you. That's not what that person said. It's you that's reacting in that way, okay? So that can happen, okay? Water signs and people who are looking at messages, looking for messages, as far as what kind of loose ends, or how can we go about tying up these loose ends before Mercury goes retrograde, okay? Ooh, we got a love message. Well, we got the lovers, okay? Lovers can also have to do with just choices that you have to make, okay? But I really do get the feeling, ooh, okay. We got the Hierophant reversed on the bottom of the deck. And then the lovers actually, they're pretty. Okay, this is my trusty old Morgan Guru deck, so it's actually pretty kind of faded. You can see I got a little fading on the booty right there. A little fading on the booty. Okay, she's 20 years old. She looked good. I'm talking about the deck, not the lady. Okay, all right. But it came out with a star card reverse, so a lot of nudity involved here, and I'm not mad about it. But it really makes me feel, oh shit, like if this is your reading, this is about vulnerability. Because they got no clothes on. They are vulnerable. They are naked. Okay? All right? Some of you guys want to be able to bring your vulnerability to somebody because I think they presented it to you in the past and you weren't ready to meet them there. You've transformed now. Okay. Some of you just feel very strongly connected to some sort of lover energy, whether it's in a relationship that you're in right now, or I really get the idea that this is something that's from a distance. I just want to pull more cards, okay? Hierophant was at the bottom of the deck, okay? And that made me feel like this is either not a committed relationship. Oh, God damn it. Oh. Everything is majors, you guys. Everything is majors. Shit. Okay, this might not be the only message that comes through for water. Water signs. But it is about a connection. It's a very beautiful connection. It's just this energy. I got the World, okay? And these two came out. I've got two more that I have not flipped yet. I don't know what they are. They might be majors. Everything's majors, okay? But the world came out with, like, in my mind, this, and then this coming out immediately afterwards. They're just a reflection of one another, okay? Ooh, I just heard it. As above, so below. Shit, you guys. Okay, as above, so below. Because the sun is also a star, all right? The sun is also a star. So there is a really beautiful message here, but give me a second to sort it all out, okay? Okay. There's just a really, for some of you guys, okay? I'm going to talk a little bit, just a very little bit, about my philosophy on, oh shit, there's a Hierophant reverse again. All right, my philosophy on soulmates, okay? I was talking about soul contracts, okay? All right, soul contracts. Basically, I do believe that there are certain people that we need to work things out with in this lifetime. Okay, people we've related to in the past, or, you know, we'll be connecting with again in other lives. Some people are meant to be our mates. Some people are not. They're just meant to show up and challenge us and then go on their way. Okay? And there's a bunch of these people out there. Okay, so I'm not talking about the one and only person that's capable of making you happy. Don't get it twisted. Okay. All right. But contracts in the spiritual level and the spiritual plane are represented to me by the Hierophant. And he has now twice appeared to me reversed on the bottom of the deck. Okay. There's some sort of soul contract, some sort of partnership that was meant to happen and wasn't able to because the work hadn't been done yet. The work with one or more of those people, they weren't ready for it yet, okay? And I think it can happen again. But I really do feel like I'm going to get clarifiers, okay? Because I went ahead and I flipped my other two cards that I had here. I feel like one of the two parties in this situation kind of was, I don't want to say sketchy, but they're kind of self-serving, okay? They might have been sketchy. They might have been deceptive, all right? Okay? And the other person was like, I don't need this. I don't need this. You see, they're going different ways, okay? So this guy's kind of schlepping around. I think really, ultimately, he's schlepping around a lot of this mental baggage, okay? It's self-sabotaging because we have 5 swords here, and that can be self-defeat, all right? And then we have 2 swords here, all right? This person was faced with a decision that they didn't want to make, and so they just took off or shot themselves in the foot in some way, shape, or form. It was a decision they didn't want to make, and they self-sabotaged. And the other person was like, you know what? I'm going to get out of here. I'm just going to boom. I'm just going to blah. That's the Knight of Rods. And we've got the King on the bottom of the deck. Okay. So the person who took off, it's actually, that might be the same person. But I feel like the person, I feel like this was definitely talking to me about a connection that happened in the past that is still energetically affecting the people involved. Okay. Because it's a soul contract that needs to be fulfilled. Okay. That's not for everybody out there. Okay. But if this sounds familiar, it's about you. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you meet somebody that you meant to work that thing out with, but you still got individual work that you got to do first. Okay. Before you can do the group work. All right. But whoever this was that decided to take off, they have evolved. They have evolved. Okay. Whether or not the other person has, let us see. I just want one. Ooh, give me one more out of Morgan, and then we're going to move on and see what the Tattoo Tarot has real quick. Okay, this is a lot of cards from what was initially supposed to be the Significator deck, okay? That means what is the primary energy, but it just threw up all this really good stuff, and it's all majors, so you pay attention to that, okay? So let's talk about the other person in this partnership. What are they going through right now? Who are they right now? Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. That person may or may not have been doing the work on themselves, but they definitely are feeling a sense of loss. It's just hard for them to get over this, okay? It's hard for them to get over this. So if there's somebody you feel you need to reach out to, Mercury goes retrograde in 10 days on Halloween. Okay. If you feel like there's somebody out there, sorry, I got a notification, who you just feel really drawn to, there's something there that you're meant to learn. And I'm not saying this person's meant to be like necessarily your soulmate or the love of your life, but I do think that there are two people here who are attracted to one another for a really good reason. And it doesn't make sense to either of them, I'm sure. Okay. All right. I've got the Tattoo Tarot out now, and I just kind of want to get a little storyline about what's happening or has happened between these two people. Y'all, that's too many cards. They're very thick. I'm going to count them. It's still too many, but this one, the Sun is reversed. This is affecting these people. We're going to take them all. We're going to take them all. Because we have the Hierophant reverse again. You guys, I'm not making this up. Hierophant came up reverse twice. Okay? Eight of Wands and the Eight of Coins reversed. Okay? Dang. Okay. People are... Yeah. Both of these people in this connection are feeling this. It's not for everybody. But... this is a soul contract that's not fulfilled, and both of y'all can feel it. It's really actually kind of hard to be joyful. You can be complacent. You can be okay. You can move on without it, but it's hard to be joyful right now. I don't know why. That is exactly what these reverse Sun cards are telling me. Okay? This thing appears to be dead because we have the Death card. We have no energetic movement. Okay, so no movement in the energy field, no communications coming in, no passion coming in, no changes appear to be being made right now. And nobody's putting any effort into it either. Okay, but I do feel that the transformation, that this doesn't just mean that this is dead. Because if this was dead, it's just dead. What's the energy? What's the cards here for? Okay. But I do think that the situation has transformed. Okay. Okay. First card that came out of this deck actually makes a lot of sense. This supports the Sun reverse, okay? This is the Four of Cups reverse. The idea that there was an opportunity, an emotional opportunity, probably one for love or fulfillment, that was missed out on, okay? A ball got dropped is what I'm hearing. A ball got dropped. I don't know what that means, okay? But something, I'm lighting a Palo Santo over here, by the way. Something about the way that that communication and that interaction went down was in the shadows, okay? It might have been because of somebody being secretive. It might have been because somebody just not being very open, not being very communicative about what's going on the inside, okay? So therefore, their actions on the outside looked pretty sketchy. They may not have been, because the Knight evolved into the King, and it can actually kind of see it in a different way. Okay, that's the process. That Knight went out and slayed the fucking dragon, and now it's a king. who can stand more authentically and more truly in himself or herself, okay? It might be you. It might be me. I mean, if I say you, it could be a female, it could be a male, it could be any non-gendered person. But that person evolved. They see now that water bends in the light. I'm sorry. Water bends the light, okay? Water bends the light. Sometimes when you're caught up all in your emotions, you see things differently than what they really are, okay? So some of you guys went through that. Some of you guys went through that. And you're really feeling like you missed an opportunity. But look what we got. Somebody thinking about something. That King of Swords is looking at the Empress. Oops, I just blew out a candle. I didn't mean to. Oh well. So at least one of the people here is just really focused. Ooh, they're the two people. Okay. All right. Is just focused on being rational about this. Okay. The other person is focused on their growth. But in a soul connection like this, you guys have the ability to mirror one another, whether you like it or not. So, do your best to get yourself right, okay? If you're not feeling like you're in a place where you're able to grow right now, then take the time to do that and see if this is not something you can revisit in December. Oh, shit. 10 of Cups, happiness, okay? These two people could be very happy together. Okay, or they could master a life lesson that's going to unlock that happiness. Okay, that's what soulmates are. They're not always your happily forever after. Sometimes they come along, fuck things up, and put you on the right track. But there's a contract that must be made, must be met. Okay. So second opportunity is coming up. I'm pulling from the Magical Menagerie. I've got all these upright, and I want this to be the advice for you. There's my book. In moving forward with this, okay? Because there's a King of Swords energy here, and so that's somebody who's probably like not necessarily... I think they're maybe open to communication. They might be contemplating communication, but they may just be standing in their own truth. They may just be like, you know what? I know what I know. It is what it is. But the Empress is somebody who's willing to grow. And it pulls my attention back to that Knight of Rods that became the King of Rods. Okay? Because those are both masculine energies. But the Knight is immature and the King is mature. Okay? So the person who had to go out and slay their own dragon... they're sitting on the throne now. They're sitting on their own throne now. Okay. The seal came out as your advice, guys. And it is a beautiful water animal. Let me get the page number real quick. And then I'll let you look at it while I read to you. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's all about dreams, creativity, and love. It is ruled by water, earth, air, and fire. This is actually kind of, I didn't know this about seals, so we're about to learn it. The most common reference to seals in folklore tells how they emerge from the deep and come ashore to mate with humans. In order to do this, in order to do this, they must shed their skins and take on human form. These are two souls that need to be reunited, you guys. They're two souls that need to be reunited in their current human form. Okay. Now listen, sometimes those kind of unions don't take place. You got to postpone it to the next lifetime. Okay. But it creates delays. Okay. There's happiness on the other side of this. Seal represents, yes. Okay. Seal represents dreams, messages from the deep unconscious, and the call of the inner voice. It does include what has been called big dreams. Seal is also associated with creativity and the power of the imagination. Also meditation, trance journeying, blah, blah, blah. Powerful sense of connection with others. Love and compassion for one's fellows, for all form of life. Because Seal recognizes the connection that binds us all. Okay? So, as within, so without. Okay? This Empress is doing what this Empress needs to do to attract her soulmate. She's just growing. She's just Empressing. Okay? So in these soulmate connections, especially if it's romantic, often there is, regardless of what your biologically assigned gender was, I guess, there's a masculine energy and a feminine energy, even if that's just your your current state. Okay, this king is not quite yet the emperor, because that's what it would take to be the appropriate counterpart to the Empress. Okay. What does he need to become the Emperor? A sword. He already has a sword, silly. But, you know the difference between the King of Swords and the Emperor? The King of Swords is still thinking about something. He's got his sword upright. Okay? He's defending a truth. The Emperor he takes his sword and he sets it down because he has spoken. He has laid down the law. Okay? If you're the Empress in this situation, the other party just might want to hear from you. They might just want some clarity. They might need to come to a realization within themselves. Okay? But what's really important about the Seal is before you can make any communication, make sure you love yourself enough to not be devastated if the outcome is not what you expect. Okay? Love yourself enough. But I think the universe wants this to happen, you guys. And I think that's why you're having a hard time being happy without this person. Y'all, that was a way bigger reading than I was trying to do. But it's it's important, okay? I have to pause real quick. I'm going to be back. And then I will read for air. Okay, so before I move on to, I keep forgetting, air. Last message that I have for a while, you guys, when it comes to these kind of connections, if it is a sort of soulmate, romantic relationship thing, we attract to us the energy that we create within ourselves, okay? We attract to us the energy that we create within ourselves, okay? If you're the Empress in this situation, you're attracting a really beautiful energy. Ooh, Moon just popped out while I was shuffling these cards and talking, okay? If you're the Empress in this situation, you probably have a greater awareness, because your Moon card came out. You probably have a greater awareness of the connection, and you may need to be the one to reach out, okay? What the Emperor needs in order to step into himself is that Ace of Swords, okay? Because right now he's just the King of Swords. But he needs, I'm hearing reassurance. Okay? I'm just hearing reassurance. So if there is to be communication between you and this person, I'm hearing reassurance is what this person needs. Because their intentions are weak. Okay? They have this intention, but they don't know how to move forward towards their own happiness. Okay? Alright? But this is the king. Remember, this is the one who kind of like bolted in the first place. Alright? So you guys shot yourself in the foot. Somebody else's actions kind of shot them in the foot. There might have been a mutual self-foot shooting going on, okay? But I really get the energy. These two people like just came together at the wrong time, okay? They came together at the right time because they were meant to meet, okay? But it wasn't at the time that they didn't have what they needed to fulfill their contract the first time that they met. So we're clearing the deck now for air, okay? Love yourself. Cultivate that love within yourself, and you will draw that love to you. Okay? Communicate if you feel like that, if you feel compelled to. Okay? Listen to your intuition. It's going to tell you what to do. If you're the Empress here, because that moon card popped out. Okay? Air signs. I don't think I said what the water signs were, but you know what they are if you're one. They're Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'll make sure to put that on the description box. Air signs. Y'all got a project that's not coming together like you wanted to. Okay? Something that you are you're passionate about. It's a spark. Okay? It's a spark of energy. It's an inspiration, an idea that you had. Okay? But I feel like some of y'all just stand there waiting for things to happen on it. Just got my back turned. It's just gonna, you know, things will happen. I'll get around to it. But opportunity is coming. Some of you guys are just waiting for this opportunity to come. All right? Some of you guys need to go ahead and make some plans and some investments isn't the right word for this, but it is. Okay. Deals, negotiations, I'm hearing. Okay. All right. So you guys have an idea. You just don't have the team that you need to get your project off the ground. Okay. So make those connections before Mercury goes retrograde just to make the whole process easier. Okay. All right. And then be mindful of communication throughout the process. Okay, because the opportunity is coming along to sort of ease some of the worries that you have. Okay, in fact, this might be a financial opportunity. If you can get your team together, or if you can get these these wands. Okay, this is somebody who's got ships out there. All right, he has you can't see the ocean, but typically he's staring out over the ocean. Maybe he's just gonna like hike across the desert and go up a mountain. He's got plans though. All right. He has plans, but he knows it's going to be a journey. He knows it's going to be an undertaking. He's upside down. So I feel like he's not taking the steps. He's literally just kind of like waiting for a caravan to come along and carry him there. And maybe that's what y'all need is a caravan. Okay. But there's a definite opportunity here. And it's something that's going to ease a lot of, like, y'all got a lot of stresses, okay? That are revolving around the manifestation of this. And I do think that there's an opportunity coming up. I'm going to go ahead and get Tattoo Tarot out. See what Tattoo Tarot says about how to take advantage of this opportunity. You got to watch your back. Ooh, okay. Some of you guys are working with people who are not, because there's the Ace of Swords and a Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Some of you guys are actually, you might have a team assembled for whatever project. It's something you're passionate about, okay? It's not going to be your main source of income or anything like that, but it's something that just kind of like, it's a pet project that you hope will be financially successful. And I think that there is some sort of like actual material opportunity. It might just be that you come across some of the resources that you need to make this project happen. But what I'm saying about watching your back, this guy's not watching his, there you go. He's standing out, looking at what's ahead of him, but he's not watching his back. He's not watching like who's behind him. Okay. So make sure, what's really important to you guys is have a team that you can trust. Seven of Wands was on the deck again, on the bottom of the deck again, and the Wheel of Fortune was there. So it's going to take persistence for sure. Watch out for that guy. All right, let me see what else. What about him? All right. And what is he capable of? Okay. Somebody looks like they're going to be helping you. Yeah. Three of Wands reversed, okay? Somebody is trying to come in and help you with this project. You don't want their help. You don't want it. You don't want it. They're the King of Swords reversed, okay? So some of you guys are working on a project. And I feel like the reason this is important before Mercury goes retrograde is because for some reason right now it's going to be easier for you guys to discover the facts that you need. This might be a fact. This might be a piece of evidence. Something that convinces you that this dude's got swords in your back and you're ready to get him out of there. This guy's got swords in your back, okay? The King of Swords reverse is somebody who's going to manipulate the communication around you. He's going to present himself as somebody other than what he is. He's a deceiver, okay? And the Fool reversed is saying he's going to try to make a fool of you. He thinks you're a fool. Don't be fooled. You can't trust this guy. You can't trust this guy. What is he capable of? He looks like he's going to help you out. It looks like somebody who, hey, this person can get me out of this bind that I'm in. Maybe I'm needing some coins right now. And he's bringing his little cup. So he's got to be a nice guy, right? Got to be somebody you can trust. Nah, he's just good at making it look like that. What's the best way to handle this? What's the best way to deal with this energy? And it doesn't have to be a man, you guys. A King of Swords reverse can be a female too. Oh. In fact, we got a female card come up. Seven of Wands. Defend yourself. Okay? Defend yourself. Watch out. Okay? I feel like you're really going to need to sit in your Queen of Coins energy. Know your value. Know your worth. Maintain your self-sufficiency. Okay? You have to defend yourself. The Seven of Wands was sitting on the bottom of the deck and it finally came out. You've got to watch your back. Because of this guy, this man and his lies. Lies, I tell you. Or miscommunication. Some sort of misinformation. Alright? But I feel like you're in a better place to defend yourself from this before Mercury goes retrograde for whatever reason. Okay? Okay? It could be, when I say a project, it could be like, you know, like a new affair is the word that I got. Ooh. Alright, y'all. I heard don't even call it a romance. It could be an affair. Okay? So it's definitely, if this resonates with you, it's going to resonate with you differently like than the other 5 to 100 people it resonates with. Okay? But if you're an air sign, or if clarity of thought is what you're looking at, if you're looking at communications, and what else did I talk about there? Yeah. Somebody's not being honest. Okay? Stand in your Queen of Coins. This is somebody who knows herself, her value, what she's worth, what she's capable of. Okay? Stand in that energy. I'm going to get you a magical menagerie card. Okay? To just kind of advise you. But definitely double check all the facts. Read the fine print. Okay? Read the fine print. Double check all your facts. I feel like you already know you don't trust this person. You already suspect this person. You just want something tangible that you can point to be like, aha, I knew it. And for some reason, I feel like, I mean, obviously, this came out for this reading, so this is the thing that you are being advised to deal with before Mercury, before Mercury goes retrograde. The Wren is the card that I got for you guys from the Magical Menagerie. This is your advice. How to best, what energy can you embody right now to help you deal with this challenge, okay? Let's see. it starts by telling you like the story of the Wren, but I want to get to the message. This, the Wren's cleverness, he is clever and resourceful and has a sense of humor, okay? So Wren is subtle and gentle for the most part, but can be fearless in defense. That Seven of Wands, you got to defend yourself. Such confidence and boldness is so unexpected in such a small bird that it takes aggressors by surprise. This person takes you for a fool. They're not expecting a Queen of Coins. Somebody be like, you know what? I'm confident. I know myself. I'm resourceful. I know myself. They're going to be shocked. Good. They shouldn't have pulled that on you. When Wren is a loud, cheerful bird that wants to live life to the fullest. Kind of like me, you guys. I'm loud and cheerful. Let's see. Wren also has a reputation for being a messenger from the gods and for prophecy. Okay. Hence connection with the Celtic myth. The Celtic god Bran. Okay, so if you guys are Game of Thrones fans, did you know that there really was like a Celtic god Bran who was like a seer? He could see things. So trust your intuition. Okay, you guys look for the truth and you'll see it. Okay, if you're looking for a yellow car, you're gonna see a yellow car. You're looking for the truth, look for the truth. Okay, somebody's trying to deceive y'all. It's somebody that you brought. I feel like they almost want to give you impression that like you're embarking on this great endeavor, but no. This person, and because you're in a position, the Wren, right? Like this person, you got swords in your back. You got 5 pentacles, okay? You're feeling like you're in a place where you really could use whatever this person is offering you. That's what makes you so small as the Wren. You really could use what this person is offering you, but it's fake. I'm sorry. That's what the card said, okay? Maybe it's your reading, maybe it's not, okay? Is it Deborah's? Send it to Deborah. You know where the link is. All right. Knock, knock. We're just going to clear these out. Clear out that energy. We're going to do that with Morgan's. I gotta get all the Morgan's all up in here. And we're going to move on to fire because I wanted to end on Earth. Alrighty, fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. I'm surrounded by fire. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. 8. I've been surrounded by such tremendous, beautiful spirit lately, you guys. It's been really beautiful. They just showed me the World card. That's that connection. Alright, so now I'm clearing out the deck. We're shuffling for fire signs right now. Or for anybody, so this is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, if that's your sun, moon, rising. Or if you just know that like you're fire dominant, that you have more planetary and house placement in those signs than in any others, okay? For instance, like my sun is in Earth, my moon is air, and my rising is fire, but I've got so much earth. It's so much earth. Or, of course, if you are hoping to tie up some loose ends on something that has to do with fire energy, okay? So what are you trying to manifest? Okay, what are you putting your energy towards? How are you asserting yourself right now? What are you passionate about? Okay, so what loose ends, divine spirits of love and light, can we focus on for our fire signs or those watching the fire video today? You guys, let's get some more info on that. That's too many. I'm taking the top 3. All right. Some of you guys want to set something right. What is it? Y'all, with all these cards, they're just 3 flipped in the deck. So when 3 come out, they come out. together. And these came out first. All right. We have here the face I made. Fire signs, what broke your heart? Or what have you had to cut out? Y'all trying to cut something out. Or mend a wound. Yep. Some of you guys, the way in which you want to assert yourself. And when I say this, fire is spirit. Fire is being in alignment with your spirit. Acting from a really genuine, authentic place. Okay. Some of you guys, this has to do, if you're watching this because you're thinking about work or projects, some of you guys have just had to cut something out. But it was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. Oh. Oh. Some of you guys realize that you're going to do better on your project if you work on it alone. And it hurts you because I feel like you had somebody you're trying to work on this with, but it just wasn't working out together. Okay? I'm going to show you all the cards. And then that's not the only interpretation. I know right now they're telling me that's one interpretation I'm going to have for you guys. Justice card, Five of Swords, Hermit. Okay? This was a loss that was meant to be taken. It's one interpretation. Okay? On a project or like at work. Okay? If you're asking about like passion or I don't know, what are the other things I listed? Ooh, asserting yourself. Okay? Or your physical energy. Alright? If you're asking about passion, I don't know, just hold on a second, okay? There's some loss taken, but it was the right thing to do. Justice has been served here, okay? Because this is a cessation of attack, okay? Something happened and it felt like it attacked your heart. But the pain is over now, okay? The pain is over now. And some of you guys had realized that the best thing for you to do is to go forward alone, okay? You're going to have to stop and check in with yourself and make sure you're aligned with your higher self when you do that. But that's reinforced by this, these three right here came out in this order. So there's a team that came together to build something, okay? But the swords have fallen away, okay? I feel like there was some sort of, this was something that was standing in the way of your success, okay? You can move on more diligently now, even if you're going alone, okay? Even if you're going alone. I think more interpretation is going to come out when we get these tattoo tarot. It's a long reading, you guys. I know, it's a long video. That's okay. I'm time-stamped it. I'll do a collective at the end too, because you know I always like to do that. Alright, what can you tell me about this first reason right here? Justice, Five of Swords, and the Hermit. Okay. What needs to be tied up here? What needs to be tied up before Mercury goes retrograde? I feel like this is a thing. I keep talking about this like this is something that has happened, but I think really the energy surrounding this is it's something that needs to happen. That's a lot of cords. All right. Yeah. Yeah. You've got to move things around on your project or maybe even at work. Okay? Tell me more about that. We got the Knight of Pentacles again. Came out right underneath him. Okay? Things are going to be hard. If you're asking about work, and I feel like this has to do with work or some sort of project, okay? Things are not working out the way you want them to right now, and you've got to address that, okay? It's just going to, you're being called to address that before Mercury goes retrograde, okay? How do you do that? Wow, okay. Okay. It's just going to take a lot of deliberation, like, okay? The Justice card here on one side of the Five of Swords and the Hermit on the other side show that if you really like balance your reason and your emotions, you know, get those two things in balance. Make sure you're coming from a thinking space rather than a feeling space. That's step one. Okay. It is, I don't even know the words for the feeling that I'm being given right now. But it's just like uncomplicate things, okay? Right now you got so much emotion that your thoughts are sharp. Okay? Your thoughts literally feel sharp, like they're angry. But I think if you can like temper your emotion a little bit here, like go to your rational side, or maybe even check in with yourself, okay? Do a little meditation on this. Calm yourself. Calm your tits. Calm yourself, and a lot of these thoughts will fall away, okay? Because it's kind of, it's actually you, this might be, this is so fluid that I don't even know if this is all happening before or if this is a message that needs to come out about what's happening during Mercury retrograde. Okay? Because what happens is there's a lot of confusion. And even though there aren't any cups out at all, okay. There's a lot of confusion. And it gets at your confidence. It gets at your confidence. Okay? You really want to proceed with this project, and you're a very loyal person. And you're assuming that the people around you are loyal as well. Okay? And it may not just even be the people that you're working with, but I feel like something that you felt really attached to. Like, I really want this project to work out in this way. It can't work out in that way. It has to work out in some other way, and that's all right. It's just not growing right now. Okay? You've got good idea. You've got a good foundation, but it's not growing right now. You've got to shift things around. All right? You've got to shift things around. Some of you guys, if it's a solo project, then that's what it is. There's some way that you wanted to be able to do this, but it's just not working out in that way. And that's okay, because a shift in perspective, I think, is what's going to really help out. You're going to be able to move forward with this project, but it's going to require you to kind of face off against your sense of pride, your ego, if that makes sense. Do we have any more cards? I'm just going to see if any more pop out. All right. Okay. Yeah. It's about something you're planning or something that you did come together with somebody else to. It's about a new project. Okay? You either have to cut something out of your life in order to make it work, or you have to cut out something that's keeping you from really manifesting this. I don't know what else to say. I'm just the messenger. Okay? It is a new project. It's something, I like that. Okay. So, I actually feel like Mercury retrograde is going to take you through the process that you need to really be able to get Do you feel excited about this again? Because there's just a lot of business. There's a lot of, you just have to rethink the way you're going about things. You just have to move things around. That's what the Six of Coins is about. You might need to communicate expectations or ideals. You might have a good team, but just there's like some conflict in it. Okay? So making sure that everybody is on the same page. Making sure that your words and actions are in alignment. Make sure you like dot your I's and cross your T's. Okay? On this project. The Woodwoes. Or Wadwoes. I don't know how you pronounce them. Irish and Celtic names are like the hardest, you guys. Where'd my book go? I just had it. Alright. Is this guy who comes out of the tree. You guys, you know him, right? This is how the Magical Menagerie deck. This is our advice for you guys. I know this reading was very vague, but it's just nothing in it really like... Nothing in it's really coming out. No very strong message is coming out. Okay? Except for you just, you know, I know you got to take a rational approach to it. You got to cut something out in order to make this work. Okay? But cutting it out is done now, and the results might not be seen until December. Just letting you know. These are the messages. Okay? Woodwoes. 63. All right, let me tell you about this Woodwoes. We're talking about Bran, the card that came up previously at the end of the air reading. Brought the Celtic god Bran, who is a seer and associated with birds, and there's of course some connection to the Game of Thrones mythology. Okay, but yeah, they got the trees that talk to you. That's this guy. He's a tree. He wants to talk to you. This is about manifestation, gradual development, and tenacity. Okay? Tenacity is the Knight of Pentacles, and he came up twice. Nine of Wands is, it's perseverance. Okay? You just have to shift things around a little bit. It hurts you that things aren't working, but it's like not the end of this project, you guys. It's not the end of this project. Okay? Woodwoes combines the practical qualities of earth with the energy of fire, hence manifestation. Okay, so this is about fire signs, but we've got double confirmation on all of this earth energy. Okay, we've got, look, everything but the Queen. We have the Knave, we have the Knight twice, and we have the King of Coins. Okay, so this is about you having the tangible resources and being able to manage the tangible resources that you need for this project to work out. Moving them around and getting them in the right place. Okay, because where they're at right now, it's not growing. It's not growing. There's 3 threes on the table. Okay, so growth is your goal. But there's definitely some confusion that you need to come out of before you can do this. Okay, but that in the Justice card, yeah. Something about, I feel like some of you guys are just like, oh, I don't want to do it if I can't do it in this one way. But you can't do it in that one way. So you got to figure out the way you can do it. Okay, you just got to move things around. Woodwoes is goal-oriented. A hardworking achiever with high standards. He exhibits technical excellence. He considers physical improvement to be his sacred duty. You guys, technical excellence. Mercury retrograde don't care about your technical excellence. Mercury retrograde is going to goof things up, okay? This is also messages. If there are messages, emails that need to be exchanged before Mercury retrograde, get that done. All right? He's pragmatic and shrewd, ambitious, but cautious, therefore likely to succeed in the long run. He appears to be slow to produce anything, But his tenacious efforts are suddenly rewarded with dramatic change. He relies on his senses for information, works to a plan, but demands plenty of latitude. He's tough-minded, individualistic, but friendly with an earthly sense of humor. He not only works hard, he knows how to enjoy himself. Okay, so this is a project, y'all, that's going to take a minute. Okay, right now your heart is breaking because it doesn't feel like it's manifesting, but all these dudes right here are telling you that it will. Keep working hard on it, and it's going to be okay. That's the message. I like it. I like it. Okay. Last one, my earth signs. Bring me back down to earth. Earth signs. This reading is already 1 hour and 20 minutes long. I don't even know what time it is. What do you want to say? Oh, it's the Knave of Cups. Earth signs. Some of you guys have to tell somebody before March. Like there's a communication that you want to offer to somebody. And it's just always better to do it before things go retro. But you can't rush things. You know what I mean? You can't rush things. You don't want to rush things. Do things in the flow of your intuition. Okay, planets are here to guide us and stuff like that, but they really shouldn't dictate major life decisions unless you really resonate with the energy and you feel like that's what you gotta do. I look to plans for guidance, but you gotta look within yourself. That's a very important message. Okay, what are you gonna do with you for now? All right, let's set you aside. Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I don't even know if we shuffled already. I think we did. So, energy for earth signs. So, here's the jam. I gotta check my math real quick in my head. My astrology math. Oh my gosh, here comes the yawn. Earth signs are going to aspect. Earth signs will either square. Is that true? I don't want to say that. Okay. I'm in my intuitive space, and trying to get back into my intellectual space sometimes is a pain in the butt. Look at where your sign, how it aspects, what is its angle to Scorpio. That's going to be very important. For instance, I know Scorpio is opposite my sun and Mercury. Okay, and so like Mercury is going to be, I'm going to have an opposition right at the beginning of the retrograde, and then of course once it goes direct again. Okay, so if you know your chart, you can really know where how these things are going to affect you. Right now, I just talk about the planets in the sky and what they do to each other and how that affects all of us. Get to know your personal astrology. It's cool. Earth signs. Okay. I don't really have any special messages. Ooh, we got the devil popping out from the get-go. What? All right, talk to me more. That's too many. This is okay. We have the devil card here on the table. And what he's doing is holding you back from something that you want. You guys, there might be a message coming in to you because we have a page on the bottom of the deck too. Let me see what else comes out. Try to form a message. about the Page of Rods. I'm going to get the other deck out. We got a lot of cards on the table, but they're just taking a second. This energy feels so weird. That's what I'm saying. I have the Two of Pentacles on the table, and it just literally feels like my brain right now. It's really hard to get a clear message out of this. So I'm going to clarify a few cards at a time. All right. This is really weird because it's like a wanting to do something and a not wanting to do it at the exact same time. I don't know how else to explain this, you guys. A wanting to do something and a not wanting to do it at the exact same time. That's crazy. We have the Page of Rods. And then the Seven of Wands reversed and the Three of Swords reversed. It's a thing you want, and this is your ego that hasn't died yet. It's Scorpio season. Get on the ego death bus, okay? We're slaying dragons, okay? It's a thing that you want, but you're backing down because that's how you don't get hurt. You're trying to avoid the pain. Okay. All right. There is a crack in your self-conception right now. I've never had that as an interpretation for the World card, but that's what's going on right now. In other words, this thing that you want is in your mind opposite of something that you think that you are. But you're not that thing, is what they're saying. Okay? You have the power right now to make yourself who you want to be by following what you want, what you feel pulled towards. Okay? Sometimes the universe wants to see you chase after the thing you want. Okay? Oh, look, they're still alive. They still have passion. Okay? But there's something in your ego that's holding you back from this. You have everything you need to create an amazing new reality. Okay? But you got to get over this crack in your ego that exists, okay? In other words, you got two swords here. One is this thing that you want, this idea, this Page of Rods. And then this other one is what you think you already are. And they're just, you want to do a thing and want to not do it at the same thing, at the same time, okay? You're really afraid of getting hurt with this. I don't know what is. We're only taking 3. All right. Shh. You want me to see them all, don't you? I knew you would. All right. There's a lack of mental healing. Some of you guys have literally just drawn into yourself. Oh, gosh, that doesn't feel good. And you're wallowing. You're wallowing in anxiety. You got to talk to somebody about this, okay? There's a lot of duality here. You are of two minds about a thing. And the message that I'm getting is that this is less something that you can work out before Mercury goes retrograde and more a thing that you can be working out throughout Mercury retrograde, okay? All right? That's okay. It's karmic because the devil's here. This is you not getting over a thing. I don't know what it is. Something you feel like you lost or you're missing out on. Okay? Some of you guys have lost maybe a relationship. But you're definitely alone in this right now. You're being very secretive and withdrawn. I feel like a lot of you guys you're not talking to people about this. You're talking to yourself about it, and that's good. That's really good. That's really good. But you have this Nine of Swords in your mind. Your thoughts are sharp right now. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety. And there is a desire to act before healing has been done. That's the problem. Some of you guys are in the middle of this transition period, okay? Because guess who doesn't love change? Earth signs. We resist it, okay? All right? This is not the only court card. By the way, I haven't even talked about her yet, okay? I'm going to come back to her because these two are very much related, okay? You're spending a lot of time in thought right now and in contemplation about it, but it's not a good, comfortable space for you because you got all those 9 swords, okay? There's some sort of shift in perspective that will come to you when you can rest yourself. Because right now you're acting. You're out there, you're doing the thing, you're playing the game, you're schmoozing, you're going. You are places to go, people to see. Okay? And you really need to take some time within yourself if that's you. Oh, these are 2 people, aren't they? Yep, because they can't go together. You're right. So some of you guys are just holed up in yourself, miserable about it. And some of you guys are out there running around trying not to deal with it. That's what that is. Maybe sometimes you're this and sometimes you're that. Because you're the 2 of Pentacles, balancing back and forth. What you really need to do is sit with yourself and your emotions, not just your thoughts. This is the feel your feelings without judging them card. Feel your feelings without judging them. Because right now you're judging what you're feeling. You're like, oh, I would love this thing. I think it would be happy, but no, that's not my thing. I'm not going to do that. I would just get myself hurt. Okay. You guys are avoiding something you want. And you got to work that out. You got to work that out. Why? Okay. What part of your ego are you so attached to that it's keeping you back from something you really want? You gotta listen to yourselves, okay? Get in your feelings, and you gotta feel them out without judging them, okay? Because I just really get that feeling up here. You're judging your own desires. Why would I want something like that? Well, because you got a lesson to learn about yourself. Okay? You got a lesson to learn about yourself. You know, break through a part of your ego to this time. That's great. If you do the work, you get to break through this part of your ego. You get to remove this attachment that you have. You're attached to this way of seeing yourself that's standing in the way of your own happiness and growth. So, the Raven talks about, going within. You got talk to your spirit guides, y'all, okay? If you don't have spirit guides, read about it. It took me a while to really get my mind around that kind of stuff. Guardian angels, whoever it is that you pray to, meditate with, okay? Raven is a bird. Okay, the keyword associated with Raven is prophecy. Here's your prophecy, yo. I'm prophesizing. Get in your feelings. Listen to yourself. It's a bird that flies. Okay, let me go. Raven is also a bird connected with eloquence. I'll show it to you. And speaking different languages. Thus, persuasion and communication. Raven is a bird that flies straight out of the other world with important messages and are often connected with change. Raven also indicates strange occurrences, synchronicity, sudden insight, and clarity. The unexpected may signal a change in consciousness, leading to personal transformation. Some of you guys are opening up your intuition. But there's still some work that needs to be done before you're comfortable with that. Okay? Another gift of the Raven is healing energy, which often shows the influence of the ancestral realm. Okay? So she's a healer also. The Queen of Cups is very intuitive. Alright? She can help heal because she can hold space for our emotions without judging them. And that's a gift that we need to learn. We all need to be able to learn to give to ourselves. Yeah, that's a very true statement. And it's good for me. Like, I had to learn that too. Okay? Because I was in a situation that I felt dumb for getting myself in. I got my heart broken. I was like, God, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and ignore the whole need for healing that's going to go after that. Because I would rather ignore the fact that I was that dumb to begin with. Okay? So my ego was holding me back from doing some really important healing. Then I'm glad I finally got around to doing. You know why? Happiness and joy can come on in now, right? And you do your healing, you let some happiness and joy in now. I'm going to do a collective, okay? So this is just kind of like a little bonus reading for all signs, for anybody who's just kind of like I said, don't be scared of Mercury retrograde. You just kind of got to know what to do with the energy. You have to know what to expect. And the first thing to expect is that you're going to have to adjust your expectations. Okay? Keep a really open mind. We can be so sure that we saw what we saw, or that she meant what she meant, or he said what he said. But it can really be illusions. A lot of illusions are going to be called out. Okay? So, just some general energy here. That's cool. What else? Ooh. Okay. So, collective reading. What kind of stuff can we get our... How can we get our shit together before Mercury goes retrograde? I'm trying to feel out what this last card is trying to tell me. I got the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So if you have a new something that you're really trying to carry forward, you're doing some planning, you're like, ooh, I like this. This is a great little opportunity. Maybe it's a job opportunity, maybe it's a love opportunity, but something that's going to bring you value. Might be a new friendship. Okay? Give me one more from Morgan and then we'll move on. Just help support that card right there. So when I see this card come up, that's neat things. You got an ace in your hands. You got a little pentacle in your hands. Check it out. That's a cool thing. You want to carry it forward. But you've got to listen to your intuition, because somebody else has their eye on it. Okay? Somebody else has their eye on your hard work. So what's that got to do with us? Cards. No, you're doing too much. Just let me shuffle you. All right. Okay. All right. So this is kind of weird. I have to get all the pieces together in my mind, because now I'm getting intuitions in that don't. They match some of the cards, but I want to understand how the other ones fit in. Okay, all I'm hearing right now is that, okay, some of you guys, okay, questioning judgment. I'm going to get some clarification on those two cards right there. We have a Seven of Swords that I talked about Seven of Swords. This could be somebody else that has their eye on your pentacle that you're planning to take forward. And they're behind your back. So that just, it reminds me of, well, shoot. It reminds me of, I think it was the reading that I did for water. Okay. In fact, a lot of these cards came up in the water reading. Okay. But right now we have the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. I feel like there's an opportunity right now for an exchange that's just going to become, this is just true of all of us, okay? But we got a lot of cups on the table, so I feel like some of it has to do with like presenting your cup to another person, an opportunity or an offering to another person, okay? This is behind him, so what he's thinking of is maybe like a new project with her, okay? This is divine masculine and divine feminine, okay? These two come from, they're made of the same material. They're the same element, okay? So it could be a family member. It could be a lover. It could be a friend. There's an opportunity for a new beginning right now that's been stuck, okay? What is the Scorpio? What's the Mercury retrograde going to do to this? That's what I want to know. Ooh, okay. All right. There's definitely an opportunity to see this from a different perspective. That's what I'm getting. Don't forget, is the big message that I'm getting right now. Don't forget that what retrogrades are, is with Mercury especially, opportunity to look at something completely differently. Okay? Revisit it. You have a new perspective and you can revisit it now. Okay? All right. So things that you thought you were not invested in, that were not going to be moving forward, listen to yourself right now. Listen to your heart. What is it that's going to make you happy? Okay. Don't let your own personal transformation force you to leave behind things that you, okay, there's things that you feel like are not for you, because they didn't work out in the past. But you're constantly changing. You're constantly changing and growing and seeing the world from a new perspective. And that is what allows the opportunity for some of these gifts to be reclaimed. Okay? All right? That's the very best I got for you as far as these cards on the table and a collective reading. Yeah. I'm going to get out. I feel like some of it has to do with love. Okay. This is the second time that Seven of Swords has come up today. And all I can think is he's so burdened. He is so burdened. Some of you guys have told some half-truths. And you're really burdened by it. And you want to clear the air. Some of you are aware of some misperceptions that exist, and you want to clear the air. Okay, what do we got? Who flipped? Where'd you go, boo-boo? Yay, the Centaur. The Centaur of attention, I guess. I don't know. It's late. I like puns. This is probably the longest video I've ever made in my life. Centaur 60. Thanks for being here. It's been kind of a mellow mood all night. Skill, service, perfection, and healing. Mercury energy, yo. Centaur represents practical application of skills in the service to others. That's Mercury embodied as Virgo, is about that stuff. Primary Earth confers pragmatism and desire for perfection, while water indicates the area in which skills are employed. Centaur is caring but realistic. The skills of the Centaur depend on precise observation, caution analysis, synthesis, and the systematic ordering of information derived from the senses, decisions, and actions based on direct experience, not what you've heard. All right? There's also a particular urge to nurture the minds of the young, blah, 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 promoting cooperation and reciprocation, sociable but relatively restrained. When all else fails, Centaur can be relied upon to restore order through the judicious force of arms. That's almost like a tower warning, okay? You guys have an opportunity to go back and do something that some of you even just robbed from yourselves. Okay? Don't forget, that's just the main message here. Okay? Be practical, be caring. Okay? Trust what you see with your own eyes. Trust your own experience. Okay? Don't get lost. Listen, you know what Mercury retrograde brings about. A whole lot of gossip and rumors and stuff like that. Okay? So trust your own experience. Be caring but practical. Love others but love yourself. Okay? Understand that if somebody triggers you during Mercury retrograde, during this Mercury retrograde, A, they probably had no idea that they triggered you. And B, that trigger is in you and not them. All right? So figure out what needs to be healed. Give it some love. Give it some time. Give it some attention. If it's a relationship, give it the communication that it needs. Okay? Do it if you can before Mercury retrograde gums things up, because listen, I wish it weren't true. It's a superstition that I resisted for a long, long time. But it's a part of our past, okay? It's part of our past. We have to challenge. We have to be challenged and able to grow, okay? So, I love you guys. Have a really good Mercury retrograde.